morning. Today we're doing some summer birding at Arcadia. This is in West Greenwich off of 165. It's a huge area full of a lot of trail systems. Great place to bird in the spring. Thing with coming here is you do need in the spring, and if you do come in the fall just to do some walks and do any birding, then you need to have orange on because it's open hunting seasons at that time, so you definitely need to take that into consideration. Right now though, it's mid-July and just going to do a couple of the trails, see what we can see. It's a little cooler in the woods, so it makes it for a nice walk. One thing you definitely need when you're going summer birding specifically is bug spray, so make sure you have some of that on. So we're gonna just do the Frosty Hollow Pond. We're gonna just do one of the trails near there. Let's go and see what we can see. Just getting out of the car, I heard a red-eyed vireo just incessantly calling like we've talked about before. I walked over to this, over the berm that's near this pond. In these scrub brushes here, cedar waxwing, up in the cedar trees that are right there. They just took off. I got a couple pictures. I saw some movement down here, so we're gonna look over here. We're gonna go just take a look and see if we can find anything. So a couple things to keep in mind when you're summer birding. It's not that the birds aren't here, because they totally are. We did have migrants that came through, like parulers. They went farther north to have their broods. Here in the summer, you will have, at this point, probably the birds have had 1 to 2 broods of young, or into their third. So you see birds that look like they're adults, but if you look closely, they're not. I just saw a yellow warbler that was a young, and the tail wasn't fully developed. There was still molting in the wings and everything, so it's kind of fun right now to watch the parents with a brood of 3 or 4 and trying to feed them all, because they're not at that point where they're ready to be on their own yet. So that's kind of neat. When you are in the woods or trying to bird, because it's not migration time and a lot of the birds have already paired up, you're not going to hear the calls that you do here in the springtime. Some birds still will call. They still need to find mates. If they don't, mate for the season, the males will call after their first brood to have their second brood with a different female. So you will hear some calling. One of the things that I think you have to do is just be more aware of movements. So when you're walking, listen for the bird calls, because you're still going to hear them. However, you're also going to just try to look for movements, because right now they're out in the trees and they're trying to find food for the young or food for themselves, either way, and they're not as vocal. And you're going to look in different places for different birds: thrushes, ovenbirds, common yellow throats, things like that are going to be down. Pine warblers, which I can hear now up there, they're going to be up. So, obviously there's some variation. It's not the pine warbler stays up all the time. It doesn't. I definitely hear a pine warbler up there. And then a little ways up the trail, I hope, I hear, let's see if you can hear them, a hooded. So that would be awesome. I'd be psyched if I got to see that today. This is a great place to see it. And black-throated greens, black-throated blues, warblers. So hopefully we come upon those. But you can hear the pine, and he's high up. So I'll look for him, but just looking up there, I definitely don't see him. But that trill, and there's pines around here, so I know that that's what that guy is. All right, let's see if we can find the hooded, or the green, or the blue. I just came along this one path and I could hear some chipping. I saw an ovenbird, so I kind of went along the path. And right now, there's a hooded with, I believe, a hooded young in the tree right in front of me. So I'm going to try to grab some pictures, but sometimes like I could just hear the chipping. It wasn't like they gave a call, it was just a chipping. So I kind of went to investigate, and this is what I found. Again, sometimes you just have to stop for a little while, listen, and then investigate where you're hearing or seeing any movement or anything like that. So all these trails are pretty well marked. It's not great. There's blazes on everything, yellow, white. You can get maps. I know maps are becoming obsolete, but you can buy them in Uri Outfitters down in Carolina. I just came off a trip trail. I'm going to head out this way. This, I believe, goes back to where my car is. Bug spray is starting to wear off a little bit, so the bugs are getting a little nastier, and it's also getting hotter, so I'm going to head back, see what else I can see, but mostly it's been a really good hike through here. Hooded warblers, black-throated blues, I heard the green, lots of ovenbirds, many other birds, so I'll have them all on the video. And again, just remember, summer birding takes a little more patience. You have to, one, have patience with the bugs, two, have patience with the birds. Take your time, listen a little more closely. They're not as vocal as if you don't find nice birds. When you're walking in the woods at this time of year, there's all kinds of things to pay attention to and just enjoy the beauty of the woods. It's definitely a little cooler in here, and see dragonflies and all kinds of different insects and frogs and all kinds of stuff. So that's the other part that's really cool when you go out looking for things. Sometimes you find some unexpected stuff, which is kind of nice. So if I don't get back, good birding, and I'll see you on the next one.